what is your favorite Friday the 13th movie?
Do you want us to go first?
Or in Travis's case, what Friday the 13th in the last 38 years was the favorite day that was on the 13th on a Friday of yours?
How do you feel about Friday the 13th of June 1999? You know, what was you doing that day? You know,
Was there a Friday the 13th in?
I don't know. Remember, I brought this up before. I'm pretty sure I said a different year, but I also said June, so I don't know.
So, can I tell you guys a little story about how stupid I am, real quick? Because I know we enjoy.
I don't care. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
All right. So, for whatever reason, last Friday, if anyone noticed or paid attention to my socials, I had convinced myself that last Friday was Friday the 13th. I made posts.
Oh, I remember
celebrating
I
Friday
saw
the 13th.
I commented like, "It's not Friday the 13th yet, bro."
Do you have pants on?
Hi, Anda Travis. Hi, Mara.
Hi, Zoe.
What's up, Doc? Oh man,
They said hi. I love you.
It's the jump out. Yeah. For me.
Well, early, so
it's
we
an
did
important question to ask your children. I get it.
I'll get back to my story about me being stupid, but we did a bath, and then she went upstairs to put on her pajamas, and I told her to get some pants, and she goes, "I'm not wearing pants," and I said, "You're not allowed to come downstairs one day to do the podcast if you don't have pants on." Then she came downstairs, but it's been a while, so I had to check. Last I saw her, she did not have pants on.
She took that to heart. She said, "Oh,
good job." Also, she is learning how to read. And
Yay!
We love a young reader
today, and I'm very proud of her. So I got her hooked on phonics, seeing as they're not going to let her into kindergarten. I decided if they're not going to let her into kindergarten,
why not letting her into kindergarten? She too short?
No, the cutoff date for
I know. Yeah. I figured that was what it was. I was just,
So anyway,
if you would let me keep going, I would have been like, why? Because she's white. Like I was gonna keep going for a while, and
Travis, you and I both know that being white is not a reason to keep someone out of a school. That's actually the exact opposite. Most white people get into schools they don't
will
deserve.
be when I open my school.
No. Never forget that case of that one white girl who lost her shit because she didn't get into her top college, and she blamed it on the fact that they were doing
affirmative action.
Yes. She blamed it on black kids being admitted, but the school was literally like, "No, bitch, you didn't do enough."
There was a whole thing where, like, I thought HBCUs were all black colleges, and I wanted to go, and then Travis let me know that it's historically black, but that doesn't mean it's all black, because I just wanted to be.
He wanted to be the first white guy to go to an HBCU. Like that was his thing for a long time. Like whatever HBCU I went to, he was gonna come with me.
I was like, they called me white chocolate in high school, so I feel like I got it in.
It was gonna be Grambling until I saw FAMU perform, and I was just like, nope, I'm going to FAMU.
It's like, think about it. It's kind of like seeing snow in Florida. It's like just little twinkle, twinkle here and there, little white person here and there.
But anyway, so I thought last Friday was Friday the 13th, and I planned my whole day around it being Friday the 13th. I made memes. I made posts on social media.
I watched Tennessee State. Before we go on with that, man, I need to point out, yes, I do know Tennessee State. We saw them at the Atlanta Classic my freshman year and whooped their ass. Anyway, what were you saying?
I watched a 4-hour documentary for my movie of the day, which was just part one of a 2-part documentary on the Friday the 13th movies, because I thought it was Friday the 13th. And the only person that said jack shit to me, not my wife, who I was having conversations with all day about why I'm watching this movie and everything, to let me know, was Katie, who texted me and said, "Oh, hey, by the way, it's not Friday the 13th.
Did you not see my comment?
No, I didn't.
I definitely commented on him like, it's not Friday the 13th.
Did not see your comment. I don't know if you commented after Katie let me know when I deleted the shit and you just got your comment.
I was going to ask, is it still up?
No, I deleted everything.
Okay. Well, I definitely commented to say, I'm like, it's not Friday the 13th, bro.
I jumped the gun a whole week early. Now I got to figure out, I think I've already figured out what I'm going to watch for tomorrow, but I had to figure something else out. You guys tell me, what's your favorite Friday the 13th movie or moment in your life, I guess, for Travis?
No, I have an actual movie. I was just fucking around. I don't have a favorite actual Friday the 13th. Like I said, I have a least favorite, but I'm not going to talk about that on the podcast.
Okay.
If you really want to know, ask me afterwards. I'll tell you. But
okay.
Not here. But anyway, My favorite Friday the 13th movie. A little unconventional, but I don't give a fuck. Jason X is my shit. Give me Jason in space, Jason in the future. I fucking love that movie. Especially the scene when they did the little simulation of the camp and there was the girls and they're like, you want to drink a beer? You want to smoke some pot? Or we could have premarital sex. We love premarital sex. And he proceeds to beat the shit out of them and try to kill them, but they won't die because they're not real people. But
Sleeping bag kill. Yep.
Yeah.
No, good shit.
Yeah.
No, see, Travis, and that's the thing. There are a lot of people who take horror really seriously, and I'm not going to say that sometimes I don't, but I feel like with the Friday the 13th movies, being like, oh, I don't like Jason X, or I don't like this, right? Like, these movies aren't meant to be taken seriously, especially that one. So if you could enjoy it for what the fuck it is, like, I love Jason X. I love the, oh, he just wanted his machete back. Like, some of the coolest kills are in Jason
okay.
X.
He just wanted his machete back.
That's all he needed.
Will loves pot and premarital sex.
Also,
Allison, we'll talk about that later.
wait. So let me ask y'all this question because I remember seeing Freddy versus Jason. There was somehow an argument on this, and I just don't understand it. Who do you think won?
The reason there's an argument is because at the end of the movie, Freddy winks, which means Freddy's not really dead.
If at the end of the movie, one is walking away and the other is not.
I was just going to say, what people don't really take into account is if you were to score that fight like an MMA fight or a boxing match, whether his head is winking or not, Jason won that fight.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like he's walking away holding this nigga's head.
He was obviously controlling Jason when he carries his head out and winks.
Obviously controlling Jason. Okay.
Mara, what was your pick?
Wasn't he controlling him before he got his head divorced from the rest of his body then, nigga? Like,
well, to be fair, it wasn't Jason that divorced his head from his body.
It was divorced.
I'm just saying, it was Lori that did it. It was all a dream.
Look, a wise man named Stewie Griffin once said, it doesn't matter how you find the pot of gold as long as you catch the leprechaun, all right?
I chose I only went like in kind of like feeling of like when I saw it. So I chose the 2009 remake, and it was only because it was the first one I saw in theaters. No. I don't like the fact that he gets shit on so much in that movie by Travis Van Winkle's character.
I hate his character, and I'm so happy every time he dies.
Yes. Was this the one, Matt, that I watched at your house, and you were like, the only reason they did this scene, the one when he stabbed old girl in the head and picked her up so they could show her titties?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Former pop singer and Playboy playmate.
But yeah, that was the first one I got to see in theaters. Because like I had seen, I've seen like the original, like most of the series. But yeah, that was my favorite with the follow up of Freddy versus Jason. I like seeing Kelly Rowland as a badass for a few.
She does have some questionable language in that movie now.
Yes,
but I always say just because it's a different time doesn't make it right, but it does explain why things were said.
I don't even remember anything about that, but cool.
Right.
Congratulations, Will. That's awesome. I'm actually watching the 2009 remake tomorrow. I love that remake. It does get a lot of shit. I think it's kind of aged a little better now than it did when it came out. But Travis talked about the titties in the lake. Willa Ford's I Want to Be Bad doesn't get enough love, and I think I'm going to make that the song that plays on the Instagram post for the thumbnail tomorrow, and maybe the song that plays for the thumbnail when I make the TikTok and Instagram after we get a thumbnail for Smacking It Raw, because that was a jam.
TikTok Instagram?
Yes, the TikTok Instagram posts.
Oh, okay. There was an and in there. Okay, gotcha.
Well, so I make it on TikTok and then I post it on Instagram. So it's the TikTok.
I know what you mean now.
Yes.
But I thought you like on the TikTok Instagram. I'm like, oh, you sound like one of these old people that don't know how apps work, dude.
I was like, is there a new one?
No. See, to me, I just thought he just didn't know what the fuck he was talking about because he's like 80 years old or something, apparently. Like, but No. There was an and in there, and I just didn't realize. Okay.
So my favorite Friday the 13th.
All right. You still haven't answered the question.
Yeah. Travis said unconventional. Mine's also very unconventional. My favorite Friday the 13th at this point has
It's Season of the Witch.
become.
Well, that's
No,
Halloween.
That's Halloween, dude. You just. I was all like, don't take it too seriously, and then Travis is like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna make you mad. It's Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Which a lot of fans hate because the Jason in that movie isn't the real Jason. It's Jason with the blue mask. But there are a lot of reasons.
Why does that make him not real Jason?
So Jason Voorhees is Jason Voorhees. In this movie, it is a guy named Roy who is dressed up as Jason, and the way they distinguish between the flashbacks of the actual Jason Voorhees and Roy is the color of the triangles on the hockey mask. Fuck you both. So the reason I love this is I feel like it doesn't get the credit that it deserves. One, the director that they got for this did porn before this. So a lot of nudity, a lot of just fun shit. The main girl in this that is nude that everyone talks about, her name was Debbie Sue Voorhees. And her role actually almost went to Gina Gershon, but they cast the woman with bigger breasts. So Gina Gershon was up for that, and they didn't cast her for some reason.
You just said what the reason was.
Well,
I think it's pretty obvious. Because when was this?
This would have been
A New Beginning.
Yeah, New Beginning was
85.
Oh yeah. Obvious why. Why. You just said it.
So the story behind this, though, is very much a mirror of the first movie, and I feel like that gets missed a lot. Roy is an ambulance driver who pulls up to this home and finds his son murdered, and then flips the fuck out and starts killing all of these kids because his child was murdered, much like Mrs. Voorhees was, and takes up the mantle of Jason so that he can blame Tommy Jarvis, who's staying at this house for, troubled teens or whatever, for the murders, so he can get away with it and have like a scapegoat. Like, obviously it was Tommy. He was attacked by Jason. He's crazy. He's in this place, blah, blah. Like, they had the whole setup. There's a lot to love about this movie. And Travis, you've seen The League, right?
What's up?
You've seen the show The League?
Yeah.
Taco actually has a real band. It's called Wolfie's Just Fine, which is a shout out to that line from Terminator 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote a song called A New Beginning, all about the first time he watched a Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. And the video and everything for it is fucking amazing. And I love that song. And I listen to it every Friday the 13th, or sometimes June 6th when I think it's Friday the 13th. So.
Is Tommy Jarvis the one that actually, like, I know there's like one person in the franchise that actually like managed to kill Jason?
There's a lot of people that have actually managed to kill Jason in the franchise. Jason dies a lot. He just keeps coming back to life in various ways through electricity and all sorts of shit. But yes. Tommy was the first to officially kill
the first Jason. One. Okay, yeah. Because I knew that was a thing because of the game, and there's the whole thing of there's one way to actually beat Jason and not get killed by him and not have to run away is you got to set up a whole lot of shit, and you have to have Tommy Jarvis. I guess it was the dude's name. And, yeah.
Well, you had that game had Part 6 Tommy Jarvis, and it was little Corey Feldman from Part 4 that killed him the first time.
Okay.
Part 6, Tommy Jarvis brought him back with lightning, like a dumbass.
Which one is 6? Jason Goes to Hell?
No, 6 would be
Jason Lives.
Jason Lives, yeah.
Well, which one is Jason Goes to Hell?
Jason Goes to Hell is 9.
It's after the takes Manhattan.
City.
So that's the one right before Jason X, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jason Goes to Hell is before Jason X. Yep.
Gotcha.
Little love for Jason on Thursday the 12th.
On this Friday the 13th Eve.
There you go. That's a way better way to say it.
Yeah. Well, all right then. What about y'all out there? Do you have a favorite Friday the 13th movie? Let us know right down there in the comments. We'd like to hear about it.